Mommy's gonna get some help.
There we are.
Hey.
What's up, young man?
Greetings. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, you're fine. So is this going to stream straight to YouTube, or?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'm trying to get on. I don't even know how do we. Let's see. There we go. All right. So did you get that email I sent you?
About the ATF.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it still doesn't mean anything. It just went one step above now, so it's still the same thing. The federal government still has control over it, so to speak, but it's moving forward. So I'm hoping at one point that suppressors will be taken off the NFA list.
Gotcha. Well, what about frames and?
So frames and receivers, I think they're still. I mean, because that classifies as under the ATF guidelines. So even though what they're talking about is 80% frames and lowers, and that's still in litigation because they made it the law that says anything that resembles a frame or a receiver has to be serialized. So when you talk about 80%, those now have to be serialized. So they're considered a federal firearm, or considered to fall under federal firearm guidelines.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the news of the day, I guess. So
Yeah, we're hoping that it progresses forward and does what it needs to do, and that means a piece of metal is not a firearm until it's built to be a firearm, and then it's that gray area that the ATF doesn't really like.
right. Well, and they even said they're expecting the ATF to file a countersuit, so
Yeah.
that will probably drag on forever.
Well, the bump stocks took about 5 years. ATF said bump stocks are banned. You can't have bump stocks, and it took about 5 years for the ATF to go, oh well, we were wrong. I mean, they'll never say it out loud, but that's what it was. Is they reversed their decision on bump stocks.
Yeah. Well, I guess let's start. Let people. Hopefully, we'll have some questions and people will show up. But if they don't, let's talk about go bags. So, do you have yours handy?
Oh yeah, mine stays in my truck at all times. So,
So why do you have one?
well, I mean, it always comes down to the Boy Scout motto. Be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. You can be driving down the road, something happen, you get stuck in the middle of nowhere. You need stuff to sustain you, so to speak. You never know how long you're going to be out. So a good bug out bag, usually about 72 hours is the good time frame, so to speak. So you want to be able to sustain yourself for about 72 hours.
So would you call this a 72-hour kit?
You could. Most people call them bug out bags just for the point of the fact that it's our go bag. It's something that, if you needed to get out of, if you needed to leave your home very quickly, to grab this bag, because this bag has everything you need for 72 hours plus maybe a little bit more, depending on how much you want to carry. Weight is always, the biggest issue with these bags, because the more you put in them, the more you're carrying, and the more you're carrying, the more weight you're carrying.
So we don't have a whole lot of instances here in East Texas.
No, but up north, you get snowed in.
Well, like I was thinking down in Houston when they had that flooding, people could grab a bag and get out.
Yeah.
We don't have a whole lot of flooding around here. Tornadoes would be one thing, but I mean, it's hard to know. Those are so unpredictable. It's hard to know what's going to happen until your house is flattened. But and then
Yeah.
at that point, you have a 72-hour bag that you can survive off of for a little while.
And that's the biggest thing is it's, survival is what you want.
All right. So what's important to you in your go bag?
So the basic 3 things: shelter, food, and fire, something to cook. So we'll go with the easiest: shelter. Pup tent, little 1-man tent, 2-man tent, something like that. So I have one myself. This is a light fighter. It's a great little 1-person tent. 2 people you can fit in there, but 1 person comfortably, because I'm fat.
So
But
do you have one for your wife as well?
Yeah, well, she has a different setup, but yes, all of us, including the kids, have a go bag.
Everybody has some shelter in their bag.
Yeah. So I have two types. I have a tent, but I'm old and my knees and my back hurt. So laying on the ground, I don't like. So I have, because we live in Piney Woods, East Texas, I have my hammock.
Yeah. I think that's what I
And
would do too.
I'm telling you, the little parachute hammocks that we carry, those are great hammocks. They pack away really small. Um, they're nice to hang in. I mean, especially with East Texas, you get hogs and stuff. Um, you're hanging from a tree off the ground, and you don't have to worry about them. So shelter's a big thing.
So I've seen those hanging between trees, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty claustrophobic. I don't know about being inside one of those things. Are they easy to get out of?
Oh yeah, they're really easy. I'm telling you, if you've never hung in a hammock, you'll wake up and you'll be like, I will never sleep in a tent again. I'm not joking. It's just something the way the way your body conforms to the hammock and the way you hang. I'm old. I treated my body like an amusement park when I was little. So I've got back aches, knee aches, shoulder pain, neck pain, and I can sleep in a hammock and wake up the next day and feel okay. So,
all right.
Hammocks are always a good thing, especially in East Texas, because as I said, I think that the hammock at the store is like this tall and about that big around. I mean, to put it in a bag is going to be really space saving.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so shelter. What's next?
So the next thing I always like to have is a good fire starter. Now, whether you go with a ferro rod, lighter, matches, whatever you have, you need something that you can use to start a fire. Your fire can be warmth, you can cook food, and you can use it to signal. So your fire starter, your fire making stuff is pretty important, because if it's trying to get somebody to notice you, build a fire, you get a big fire going, people see that. If you need warmth, same thing, start a fire, you got warmth. And then cooking food, if you're catching food or you have food in your pack that needs to be cooked, you got to have fire. So I carry a ferro rod. This is a pretty thick one, but this one's really nice. I really like this one. Now, what I did add this last couple of years is one of these, and it is the best thing, because again, I'm old and I'm fat, so when I'm out of breath a lot of times. So when you're trying to start a fire, this is a pocket bellow. So that gets you away from the fire, so you're not, sitting up on it, inhaling all the smoke in your face, and then you're coughing and spitting and sputtering. This keeps you away from the fire to where you can give it air to get the flames higher. So another, go ahead.
Do you have kindling or?
Yes, so the easiest thing to do, and anybody can do it, you take cotton balls and Vaseline jelly, just like the KY jelly you get at Walmart. You take and it's messy. There's no thing about it. But you take that cotton ball and you dip it in the KY jelly, and you put it in a Ziploc bag. Roll it up real tight, throw it in your backpack. So when you need it, what you do is you pick it out and you fluff it out. So that KY jelly is there, and then that little bit of cotton ball. And then you take your flint striker, your matches, your lighter, you light it on fire, and then you add stuff on top of it to build your fire up. But that is the easiest kindling to make. Cotton balls are dirt cheap. Vaseline jelly's dirt cheap. If you want to go even better, you can take the cardboard egg crate or egg holders. Take your dryer lint and old candles. Like, you get the smelly good candles that your wives buy, and it burns down, and then there's still like, that much wax in the bottom of it. Take it up, heat you some water in a pot, put that candle down in the water, it'll melt the wax. You put the lint in the cardboard egg, and then you pour the wax over it. And then it's an actual little, I call them fire bombs. I guess I shouldn't, but, get you in trouble in some places. But you just break off one of those little egg, carton, and then you have a fire starter because it's got the wax, it's got the dryer lint, and it's got the cardboard. So all three of those things mixed together makes you a great little fire starter. Again,
you want the cardboard egg crate, not the styrofoam egg crate, right?
Yeah, you want the cardboard because the cardboard is going to help burn too. So,
okay, and we also have some little fire starter. I don't even know what you would call it at the store too. So
yeah. So we've also got some really cool paracord rope that has the fire tinder in it. It's 550 paracord
tinder, that's
and then it's got a fire tinder in the middle of it. So It's really pretty cool, and it lights up, quite well.
Okay. So what is that contraption you have there?
This is my all-in-one stove. Now, you don't have to get as fancy as me. A commando stove with SBIT tabs does just as well. But I'm fancy, and I like to have, I had to have it when I saw it. So this one is a 1 liter pot. It has a fin set up at the bottom. So it's kind of a rocket stove, but it's a rocket stove on steroids, so to speak. So it's a can of the butane propane mix. You can get these. I think we carry the smaller ones. I think it's the 100s.
There's a bunch of different companies that make those, so it's not just one company that makes them.
It screws on the bottom. It has an adjustment here. You'll hear it turn on in a second. And then it's adjustable on the side. So you can turn it down if you want. There we go. Not as loud. And then this fits on top. And it actually has a locking setup, so it locks in. Pour your water in, boil your water, cook your soup, water for hot chocolate, whatever you want to use. And as I said, you can turn it up. It boils fast. Then you just turn it off, let it cool. The good thing about this one is it has fins on the bottom, so it doesn't get too hot. I mean, that's a little hot to touch, but it also has the neoprene on the side. I used this once from a friend of mine, and I was like, I have to go buy one. So I did. But it has a really nice little top on it, too, that actually has a hole in it so you can boil like macaroni. And you can strain out the macaroni with the hole on top of the lid.
So all of that fit inside of that?
Yes, it all fits into this. Yeah, it all fits into this. Like, I have this fits into the bottom of this. This fits on the top. And then the top, comes on, the lid goes on top. And then it all is fit into this one thing right here.
That's pretty slick.
So it's really nice because not only does it give you your stove or your cooking, it gives you your pot too, so you can boil your water or cook your food, and it's all right there. You don't have to go scrounge for leaves or sticks or anything like that if you just want to eat. So it's a quick way to cook your food.
So is that basically a backpacking pot?
Yeah, they call it the Mountain Series. I would say it would be like a backpacking or a camp stove or camp cook set.
Okay. All right. What's next?
Food. Well, sustenance does you no good if you're out there with nothing to eat. You know, twigs and berries can only go for so long. So for me, I run two things. Good old MREs. I mean,
You don't even need a pot for that, right?
you don't. But that's the good thing about these is, this comes and has enough sustenance to run me the day. Because I think they're 2,800 calories or something like that. I mean, it's an astronomical.
Two meals in there.
Yeah, it's close to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So MREs are great. Freeze
It's like cardboard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I tell people all the time. We people have come in the store all the time. They're like, I want to try an MRE, and my first answer is no, you don't. No, you don't. Literally, MREs are just sustenance. They're not made to taste good.
We sell a bunch of them.
I know that. Well, they're great pack meals. I mean, they're great go bag meals. It's everything there. The ones we have, I mean, like have Pop-Tarts and I think M&Ms or Skittles and
some candy in there for dessert.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's great, especially for kids bags, because kids always love that M&Ms and, Skittles and stuff. So, but the other type of stuff I like carrying is our Ready Wise stuff. This is just the apple cinnamon cereal. But my favorite one right now is the Asian or spicy Asian noodles.
We just got some more of those in.
Yeah, those are really awesome. I mean, they're chili mac spicy Asian noodles. I mean, for all my military guys, they know chili mac. That's where it's at. Matter of fact, that's what's chili in my bag. It's chili and macaroni. Chili mac, baby. Now, it never hurts to have a good utensil. K-Bar hit it out of the park with this one. So this is
that the straw or the knife?
No, this is the spork. So this is, as you see, you've got the spork on this end, and then you pull it apart, and it's got the nice little knife. Now this is all
right. The straw is the one with the spoon on it.
Yeah,
right.
I call that my Marine spoon. They don't even have to. They don't even have to do anything. They don't have to tip the bowl. But an eating utensil. So Kershaw makes a really good spork. K-Bar makes one. There's a couple companies that make one. We have the ones with our brand on them that are it's not a spork, but it's actually a
fork and a spoon.
Yeah, a fork and a spoon, and then you pull it apart and has the knife. And I think that one actually has a bottle opener on it too.
Does it?
Yeah. So, but those are the three main things. Everything else is just preference. So on my bag right now, I have a nice little med kit. So in that med kit, I've got EMT shears, I've got tweezers. I actually have two of the cap tourniquets. I always say, have one of these in your car at all times because you never know what's going to happen. Cat tourniquets are awesome. I mean, the combat application tourniquet is what cat is. So,
What about?
but if you
do you keep? Oh man. Which I can't even think of the word I'm thinking of. The tape, the gray tape.
Duct tape.
Duct tape, yes. Jeez.
Yeah. I've got a small so to save space, and a lot of people that do bug out bags, you take a pencil or something like that, and you wrap it around the pencil.
Just make a small roll.
And you just make a small roll. But yes, duct tape or 200 mile or 100 mile an hour tape, I think is what we used to call it. We used to tape canvas down, and that's what we used it for. But that 100 mile an hour tape or duct tape, just duct tape and baling wire, you can fix anything.
All right. Well, that's a good start. What kind of bag do you have? Do you use
I've
like a backpack or a duffel bag, or what do you use?
I'll have to let me see if I can flip this camera. Probably not, but I'm learning, guys. Bear with me. So I'm just gonna flip the camera around. So I've got a Fox bag. What we carry at the store. I think that one's a large transport. But you don't have to be that. I mean, you don't have to have that big of a bag. You can start out.
I like the way that you have that molly on. Is it molly on, or is it just Velcroed on?
The med kit. It's the molly, but then it's a quick detach setup. So let's see if I can get the camera. So it has a clip right here. So all I do is when my bag's sitting upright, all I do is unclip that, grab the red handle, and pull off.
Oh, cool.
And then that's my whole kit.
Yeah, I like the way that attaches on there. You can molly anything on those bags too. So
yes, and I love the molly setup on the front of it just because being a nurse, I never know what I'm gonna need my bag for. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's just nice to have in the truck, at the house. As I said, I keep mine in my truck at all times.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah, when you first mentioned that, I was thinking about one day on the road. I pulled over to help somebody, and I needed some rope, and I didn't have anything in the car, so I had to turn around and go back to the store to get something. I thought, if I had a go bag, I would have all that stuff in the car ready to go. So that's a good idea.
Yeah. Just you can start slow, start small. Just remember your three basics, shelter, food, and fire, and then build off of that, whatever you want to carry.
All right. Shelter, food, and fire. That's a good way to remember it. All right. Well, we're right at 30 minutes, so that's good timing.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
No? Y'all, I don't even know what to say. It was like, I want to say thank y'all to everybody that's watching, and all of our customers. They're the ones that keep us going. So.
All right. Yes, they are. If we can do anything, a lot of in the giveaway that ended the other day, there was a lot of people who put suggestions in there. There's some good suggestions, things that we're gonna start doing videos on, streaming like this on. So if you have ideas, send us a comment, send us an email, whatever, and we'll try and put something together. And we really just want to educate our customers and help them make good decisions. So Thanks again. Have a good night. And
Thank y'all, guys.
we'll see you next time.